well rested. Good morning and welcome to my channel. Hope everyone has their coffee ready. And let's just cleanse the energy. Today I'm about to light some open rose incense. Open our rose. Invite some good energy. I'm sure this things have been going on since the start of this year, it seems like. And I already know we've been learning or hearing a lot about the Pluto and Aquarius and the snake year that we are now in. And I just want to tap into that. I wanted to just kind of switch the energy and give us more positive outlook on it and see how we can thrive during this time during the snake year in Chinese astrology, and then also during Pluto and being Aquarius. And so let's just cleanse the energy, cleanse our minds, ground ourselves, and let's see what spirit has to say, and just a good message that can aid us through this year. Because I don't know about you, child, but I'm tired. The year just started and I feel like I'm already tired. So let's just get into some things. Welcome to Astrology or channel Art, Astrology, and Tea, or Astrology, Art, and Tea. And let's light this candle and let's get some balance. Right here we have Saint Anthony. I thought this was very fitting to kind of put into just the video. And it says on the back of it, "Oh, Saint Anthony, Saint of Miracles, Saint of Hope, I have also have need of thy assistance. I have need of this special favor. I carry thy image bearing thy illustrious name on it, and I call on thee to do justice for me at all times. Therefore, console me in my present necessity and grant me the help that with full confidence I am hoping for. Amen." So that was kind of cute. This is actually my first tarot deck. It's kind of funny. It's called the Illuminati deck, and something just told me to just tap back into these because it kind of was like, I feel like this year and just even the beginning of like last year, if you've been feeling the energy, it's like a shift in just ourselves. Like normally we talk about these things or transformation or growth, but I feel like just more recently it's been manifesting very physically lately. And the people that are already sensitive or people who've already been aware or woke or been doing the work, I think we've been kind of hit a little harder. We've been held to a different standard, and sometimes it's very given, sink or swim. And people don't realize, even if you are spiritually inclined, or even if you are working more in alignment with your light, you're often met with even more resistance and even more harsher times and even more tests. And sometimes it's kind of hard to stay grounded and to stay clear and just grounded in faith. Ooh, maybe like that. I feel like that was confirmation. Like I feel like in times right now, at least I've realized is that faith and how much faith that I was lacking in that faith is almost like when you're making the Powerpuff Girls and there's the chemical X. Like faith is like a requirement and a recipe of ascension and just growth and healing and so many different things. And I didn't realize it until recently that I don't want to say I had everything else, but I had a lot. Like, what was, I can figure out, like, I can do the work, I can channel, I can do this, I can do that. But my lack of faith, which the root too, was like, which I think the root is my lack of trust in myself and my abilities and just and spirit kind of was manifesting through everything. So that's why it was almost like I would burn out and I'll get kind of close to the finish line, or I'll do this, or I'll self sabotage. And it's like, when we make it so far, and then I see fresh parts that fall out. Literally, it's like I spent so much time and just indecision and just stuck and not realizing that all these opportunities that we've let pass by just being stagnant. And I feel like this is the energy we've been working out of. And preparing, it's like with that, we couldn't prepare for the shift and the change in just the world and society and ourselves and our families and our work and every almost facet without being stuck, without just almost giving up. It's like some of us probably did give up and gave up on ourselves or gave up on people. And in that moment of letting go, we had clarity and we were able to see, like, damn, all the things that I didn't even realize, the good and the bad, the choices I made, the choices that not making any choices make the indecision with that manifested. But I think we're realizing as we continue is, yes, we're gonna mourn, and it's gonna be a hard journey just starting, especially starting from scratch. People who feel like they've been stuck in loops, but you're supported, and you know, like, there's nothing else left there for you in the past. There's nothing. So I'm gonna light this candle. And then this is the year that we reclaim our power, our redemption year. We reclaim energy that we've wasted on other people. We reclaim our name and our identity and how we define ourselves. Yes, energy. Literally, like, we've always known that, like, we've had this star energy that to some people, um, people, it's that saying, like, people see the good in us sometimes and realize our power before we realize our own power. And I think it's that. It's like going through this journey and starting. And once you start, like, once you let go of the past, even if things are a little shaky and it's not manifesting in a stable way, you start to realize as your power comes back, like, oh, it just reminded me of Dochi and something that she said in a song or just in a video, and she's like, God is an endless supply of creative energy. And you're realizing that you are endless, that there's a part of you that even when your cup is empty, it's never empty. That's that. But we're still wrapping our head around our greatness and our power. So we're in the process of working that out, and I feel that, like, and that's why I'm showing up today, um, and just doing something out of my comfort zone because it's been on my heart to do, just to step into my part. And then I feel like the energy of it all is we are building up the energy to continue to fully embody everything that we know that we can be and that we can see manifested physically too. So it's not just in our heads. We don't fall back to feeling stagnant, and even when we have those stagnant places, we remember what happened when we got stuck and we thought that making a decision was better than making a decision, not realizing that it just made the journey that we were inevitably going to take just more hard, have a more rough of a rough journey. And sometimes it either makes a diamond out of you or it breaks you. Sometimes it's okay to break. And even in those moments of when we break, we realize that there's so much more power in our being that we even give ourselves credit for. And we're often not realizing that until we are tested, until that thing happens that we've been anticipating, that we've manifested, not realizing it with our own power because we haven't accepted who we are in a sense. So now our power is working against us. But, it's like during these times, especially during the snake year and just Pluto and Aquarius, we're realizing our power and what we've given our power to and the monsters that we've created and the responsibility that we play into the collective chaos in a sense and being accountable for that. And it's being accountable for that is doing the work. It's healing. It's breaking down. It's effort. It's trying. It's not the fun choice usually, but it's the choice that we know that it's going to serve us in the long run. And I think now we're kind of like, I'm getting like the vision of just like when you get a puppy and you kind of put it has an accident and you kind of put the dog's nose in its poop, even though the dog doesn't, it's just ignorant. It doesn't know that it's not supposed to go inside the house, but you have all this expectation on it without properly training it. And I feel like that's a part of ourselves that we are now coming to terms with is the unrefined part of ourselves that we are giving the grace to be a little messy. But as we give it that grace, it shows up for us. It shows us how to show up for us, if that makes sense. So I don't know. I hope something's clicking. But I feel like that was some of the good vibes. Is the first part of thriving during this snake year is faith. Whew. Faith, faith, and I think we have to really kind of marinate and ground ourselves and decide what faith is for us and what that means to us and how we reflect that and how we ground that and how we translate that down, especially in times of just unbalanced chaos and darkness and fear and anxiety, how we navigate it. See what the message is, how we can thrive in this snake year and just the period that we're in right now and just seeing evolution in society. There's a lot of unknown, there's a lot of growing pains, there's a lot of anxiety. And the energy. Like collectively, especially people who are in vibration with this video and just with me, and who have been doing the work and who do the hard and the who say the truth and and have had maybe rougher experiences and are have not always had the experience of love and light and could always relate to people in that vibration all the time who have went into the darkness, who have went or who are experiencing the dark night of the soul. It's like once you go through that, you realize that the true light is your inner light. It's the light that you've been blinded to. And once you begin harnessing that and you step into your Empress energy and it's more grounded and you it's like you are routine in it to where it's now showing in your physical being. Because they say what's in your physical body and your physical expression is a representation of your spiritual and vice versa. So as you not only realize that you are special, that you have this gift to just effortlessly manifest energetically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and it is now rested in your being physically to the point where it's in your nuance, it's in your aura, and you might even get treated differently from those around you. But it's like we are now going, it's like we went in the past. So it's like in the past when we were in the hermit mode or we were in the hangman mode, you know, we were brought the same energies. So it's like this is in the future, this is now. So it's like once we are back in that place where we could go back into the hangman, where we could go back into indecision and, that cloudiness and that put that wool back over our eyes, or just kind of just stay stuck because it's comfortable, but we instead to just go off of faith. And even if we don't have it at the moment, even if we can't afford it, or even if everyone against us or our environment doesn't pour into us the way to properly even harness the gift properly, we're running on fumes, and we still go and we still do the work, you get rewarded. It's a physical, it's in the physical. It's not always just in spirit, because I think sometimes it can kind of get lost, like spirituality, and we kind of forget the physicality to it. And once, I think this is a time, especially for people who have been through it and who have done the work, that they that you upgrade, like Beyonce. Well, I don't want to not say them, but literally, like, this is our upgrade season for some people, and that can be uneasy because, especially for me, if you're not used to accepting that you're the shit, and like maybe not in the best words, it could be uncomfortable. So, it's like almost fake it till you make it, but let it rest in your being and just breathe through that. And I'm learning to like transfer that energy physically and get back in my workout routine and just move and just, because that kundalini energy is very active right now during the year of the snake, and it's all about that. And then it's as we transition into our being and our power solidifies in ourselves, we are now being presented emotionally with some of the same challenges and some of the same choices. And now this is another test to see how far we get and what we do with it. And I think this time we are making a different choice. We're making the choice that we know that we've needed to. We're making a harder choice. We're making the uncomfortable choice. We're making a choice to better ourselves. We're making a choice to go against what we know, but we'll go with our heart instead of our mind, our emotions. And the themes of it and the influences coincide with that. It's very much that we can either choose fear, we can either choose the addictions, we can either choose the comfort, the chaos, the blue pill that we're used to taking, or we can choose something else and go with our gut, our heart, our mind, in spite of the current burdens and baggage that we carry and the things that we haven't completely worked out, or the healing that still needs to take place. Because the burdens, we're always going to have some kind of burden, but just the constant effort into not leading with that, not leading with our pain body, and having the courage to speak up about it and to even do the work, even if emotionally there's a lot of sorrow, like, there's a lot of growing pains, there's survival's guilt, there's so much that we realize everything that we wanted is going to work out in the way that we wanted it to. That's a good one. Like, for the Ace of Pentacles to be the last card, it's showing that I feel like to this reading that it shows that we, as a people, as a collective, who lead with our heart, who are reminded and grounded and strengthened by the fact that we're human, will always win. Even if you're down bad, even if it looks crazy right now, even if the only good thing today is you brush your teeth, even if the, you know what I'm saying, even if today is probably the worst day, part of you knows that there is tomorrow, and at the end, you will win. And it'll be very physical. It'll be in ways that we can't even fathom right now, because we might have come from a survival mentality or survival mode. That's all we know. So for some of us, that's the scary part. Success is scary, and we're working on having the courage to address that, to address our demons, to address the shit that we that gets swept under a rug, and realizing that once it doesn't kill us, and we wash away layers of that hurt, the star emerges. So I feel like that's the current vibes of through the snake.